Hi everyone, I'm Donna Norris, Soul Level Intuitive.
Hi, and I'm Bree Swanson, and I'm a small medium at large.
Yes, and we are back today with another crystal video on stones and crystals that have physical healing properties. By the way, if you like these videos and are enjoying them, please hit like, hit subscribe, make some comments, let us know what you think. We're really anxious to grow this following, grow this channel, and we love being able to respond to your requests. This video series, in fact, is a response to a viewer request for more information on healing crystals. So, ta-da, here we are. Anyway, go ahead, Bree, go ahead. I know you've got something you wanted to say as like a general info thing.
Yeah, general info. We just have some don'ts before we throw in that disclaimer, and before I think you wanted to talk about the warm to cool crystals. But avoid putting crystals in water without doing research. Know what they do when they're wet because some dissolve, some of them become toxic. It's just not a good situation. So making sure that you're taking care of your crystals with your knowledge and your research is always the best way to go. Um, Also, make sure that you use the correct cleansing methods that are for your crystal because things can be cleansed without water. And this is crystal healing, a complementary practice. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our little disclaimer about, how you should never use crystals as a substitute for medical treatment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, charge them, use them, but they are not in any way, shape, or form a substitute for Western medicine, diagnosis and treatment plan, Eastern medicine, or even homeopathic treatment regimens. You know, we are not doctors, and we are not here to help diagnose anything. We're just here to show you how crystals can aid and enhance the healing work that you're doing together with your doctor to co-create 100% recovery and great body health. So please understand, we advocate for using these strictly to aid and enhance. And
And
if you feel like something is coming on, it's good for that too, like a state of dis-ease. Use it, try it out before you have to go to the doctor, just see if you can stave it off or make it not be quite as bad. And also want to get back to what Bree said earlier about how we're doing this particular series. We're starting with the warm tone stones and moving on through, loosely speaking, pretty much down to the cooler tone stones. And so what the warmer ones are both mostly good for primarily are thoracic and muscular issues, achy joints and bones and things like that, lower body organs, whereas the cooler tone stones are more effective with acute pain, like cuts, abrasions, headaches, migraines, upper body organs, and glandular systems. So, with that being said, just if you happen to be in a place where you've got some stones, but you don't really remember what's good for what, you can use that as a general rule of thumb. Okay. So with that, we'll go ahead and kick off what we've got to talk about today in this one.
yeah. So I believe we're kicking it off with malachite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah. So good for energy and rejuvenation, detox, immune system, pain inflammation, um, potentially with menstrual and menopausal symptoms as well, and respiratory health. Do you have anything to say about this little guy?
Yeah, it's really good for post-surgery tissue repair. Um, also it supports the formation of healthy red blood cells and hemoglobin, so an oxygenation of the body. And that's what I think helps it reduce the inflammation due to sprains and strains and, other injuries like that. So yeah, you pretty much covered it, but anyway, with that, we'll go on. While we're on the topic of this kind of stone, let's talk for a minute about green aventurine because it's also good for helping to regulate the heart and the circulatory system, reduce fever, reduce inflammation, like nerve pain. And it can help also slow developing children to blossom, to move along and start to get those milestone moments and those firsts. So and for both adults and children, it's a really great stone for increasing vitality.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
do you have anything to add on that one, on Aventurine?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that it's great for eyesight, and I learned that it was also good for astigmatism and farsightedness.
Oh, that's cool to know.
Yeah, little gee whiz.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on.
Moving on to peridot. I don't have a sample. Do you have a sample?
I do.
Cool.
I do. So go ahead and you can talk about it if you want to.
Cool. Peridot, detoxification, cell regeneration, also a fever reducer as well. And then skin problems, definitely.
Exactly. And heart and breast issues too, believe
Cool.
it or not, and lymph nodes. So, oh, and I heard that you can use this for inhalant addiction, like tobacco and other inhalants, if you want to get off of vaping. Peridot is a really good, powerful stone to use.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
I feel like it's oh yeah, that's something else I found out too. It's good for it can be beneficial for mothers giving birth as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. We've got a few of those today for new moms and
Yeah.
postpartum and stuff like that. I can't wait to get to all these with you guys.
Yeah.
It's been exciting pulling these stones together to get ready for this series.
Yeah.
So next we have green fluorite.
Ooh, I love me some
So
green.
lucky I got this green fluorite wand, and I feel like Merlin, isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's so cool.
I got this one.
Oh, you got a sphere. Ooh. Now, not to be confused with the purple or the pale, kind of in
Green.
between. If this is about green fluorite, here's a
Yeah.
cluster. See, this cluster has some of the purple in it. But the green fluorite's great for healing from cancer. And it assists with treating dizziness and vertigo and like physical balance issues. So because it stimulates the brain for the balance and all that stuff, it's good for enhancing learning and dealing with memory issues. So for those of us who are starting to slip a little in the memory department, got my wand, I'm ready.
Yeah. And then posture and mobility issues, teeth, and then even like the nails, and then your joints as well. Yeah. And metabolism too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What's next?
I believe we've got, let's see, we've got emerald.
Cool. Cool. It can be rough and tumble.
Yeah, this one's a
beautiful rough one. It can also be the emerald that you think of with regard to jewels, jewel quality emerald. And then I've got a rough piece of emerald that's in some kind of, artsy fartsy jewelry. I like things that are off the wall and different. That's kind of like me, off the wall and different. But anyway, it's a good heart healer, and it's a really good blood detoxer. So that, it can actually help your physical heart, like in recovering from a heart attack, right?
Yes.
And any manner of heart-related imbalance or disease, angina, other kinds of heart disease. Is
And
that
then,
a world? Look at that.
oh, sorry. I just wanted to hold my green fluorite. I'm sorry. But this is emerald. But yeah, good for the immune system and vitality and the rest of the system.
It's another labor and delivery stone as well. And if some poisons respond well using this in conjunction with the antidote, obviously. But yeah, so it's good for poison control. Not that you don't want to call poison control if something happens.
Yes, call them. Call them.
Yeah. So which one's next? Bloodstone. Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Take it away.
This one.
You can see it's a pretty dark green. See the red in that one? Her red shows up a lot better in camera than my red does. Mine's a super dark green, and you can just kind of see the red in it if you look at it right. It's just not great on camera. But it is a really dark green. You can see the veins in it. But the bloodstone comes from, it looks like blood on the stone.
Yeah, and it's a great blood purifier too.
Duh, yeah. Good for all kinds of blood ailments, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
including like cramps.
And wound healing. She got
Yep.
blood, you know.
Blood clots, even hemorrhoids for those who have, issues with that. But the nice thing about bloodstone is that it works at the source of the blood, like within the marrow. So it's also assisted with, cleansing and strengthening and fortifying the blood so that you overcome like anemia and other blood weaknesses, and because it's doing that, it's also stimulating the liver and stimulating the endocrine system and balances also male and female hormones, but especially female hormones as you head into menopause. Yeah. So I think that's it for video number 2. And we will be back in a day or so with video number 3.
Yeah.
And thank you again for tuning in. Please hit like and subscribe, and we will return. Thanks.
Thank you.